Pinbot. This is one I've been restoring on as well. You see the paint. It's pretty much complete. Of course, as always, there's touch-ups to be done and all kinds of stuff. New plastics, flipper bats. This playfield is a hard top, and it's going to come out very lovely when I'm done. Today I'm just sitting here putting on the back box, and you can't play pinball without the back box. What I gotta do, I gotta get this nice little hooking mechanism on so the back box will stay up when we raise it before we put the bolts in. Next, we're going for the hinge bolts. I've already put the bottom ones in there, as you can see. But we are going for that now. Alright. So, exercise of where's Waldo, except in this case, where's the hole? Nut, I should say. And no, I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it because it looks like a little hat. And now we'll go for the other side. We'll line up, and it does. You always have to be careful. Dropping bolts. Typically, like I say, I'll put a towel down here. This time I kind of skipped it. Let's see if I end up paying for it or not. And I can see, no, I will not end up paying for it because everything went together just fine. Okay, do the other side now. Pull it together nice and snug. We will be able to, for the first time in a long time, get to raise this back box up attached to the cabinet. That will be awesome. Just can't wait to see how great this one turns out. That's always the gift when you're working on these things. So in the end, you get to see this machine's received a lot of love, a lot of love through the years, a lot of playing, and then now we're going to get to see it brought back to its former glory. And that's always a wonderful thing, to spend the time with it and get it back up to where it should be. So you can see here a little bit more about what's been done. Nice paint job that's been done. This machine is just absolutely gorgeous now. Not done, of course. Going to get the side rails put back on. We're just putting it back together. It's got some old rusty legs on it. Gonna take care of that, of course. Now that we've got the back box put back on, let's see what we can do about getting this wiring straight. So, you see all these labels I've created. It's just painter's tape and a Sharpie. Because originally I had this thing completely stripped down. You know, did the back box, did the cabinet and everything. So all the wiring had to come out. So you want to make sure you do what you can to make this as easy as possible. You label these things. Light board, which I know that, but still, it's nice to have things labeled, and then you can just move quickly, hopefully, in between your points where you want to connect these back together. Just about anything left to hook up is going to go to the back board yet, because before I put the back box on, I went ahead and hooked up most of the wiring to the boards. So it's pretty much where it's going to be for now. I can start taking labels like this off. This one. Give it a good cleaner appearance, of course, if you get these off, but that's also totally up to you. Some people might want to leave the labels on and stuff. Speaking of labels, this machine, this is the first one I've decided I've got LED flashers in here. Just want a little bit of a brighter show with Pinbot, because these are older games and they don't have quite the show as some of the newer ones. So to help it stand out, I said, hey, let's try the LED flashers. But on Pinbot and maybe a few other games, you have to disconnect some of these resistors so the flashers will work correctly. And what I like to do whenever I do something like this, you know, they're disconnected here, so this board is proper so the flashers will work. But I put this label on here. That way, yeah, you never know. Somebody may come back along and be like, hey, why is that disconnected, and hook it up, and then their flashers go out. Or they may want to go back to standard bulbs for incandescent flashers. They can easily do that. They know what's going on. I got a couple under the playfield the same way. I'll show that later on. But, yep, I had everything out of here, washed all the boards, got everything put back in. The game was working 100% when I took it apart to paint it. This one wasn't going to be a full-on restoration until I just saw how good it came out for the rest of it. And I was like, well, this cabinet just isn't going to do justice. I have to fix this. Done a complete rebuild on the power board over here. Not the right capacitor. Sometimes you just use what's still available. The one that stands on there just is not available. So we use this one. Yeah, it can still be used. You just run your lead, run lead short and run the other lead all the way down. Good to go.